Created by the secret government organization known as Project Rising Spirit, Bloodshot is a man who doesn't really know who he is. In fact, it would be more appropriate to say that Bloodshots don't know who they are, considering how the Bloodshot we'll be talking about isn't the first of his kind. With the ability to heal his own wounds, aided with super strength and of course the ability to survive almost anything, Bloodshot seems like the best weapon out there. But we can't forget he was once a man, something he can't seem to remember. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to LBQ. I'm your host, Jared Bronstein, and today we'll be answering the question, what if Bloodshot was real? Make sure you hit the subscribe button and bell to never miss a video, and share this one with a friend who's into Bloodshot. As always, we got some bonus content to wrap up this one, but for now we need to get right into it. So for those of you unfamiliar with Bloodshot, he's not a part of the Marvel or DC universe. Instead, he's part of the Valiant universe, and was once a regular guy. Unfortunately, he doesn't know much about his past because his memory continuously gets wiped by the government operation Project Rising Spirit, also known as PRS. It seems PRS has been going strong for a while, trying to create the perfect soldier, but failed time and time again. Then the PRS created a bug-like technology they call nanites, which are similar to that of tiny robotic bugs that become a part of your bloodstream. This technology gives Bloodshot the abilities he is capable of, which include but are not limited to self-healing, super strength, hearing ultrasonic, and seeing in infrared and ultraviolet range. He's also got the ability to shapeshift, or morph as they call it, and it can control other technology. Aside from this, Bloodshot also has the ability to withstand extremely hot or cold temperatures, as well as a long-term lack of food or water. Clearly, Bloodshot is more machine than man. However, due to the fact that Bloodshot's memory is wiped, the PRS has kept him from knowing his true identity. The interesting thing about the nanites is that because they are technology, they can be controlled. This has allowed the PRS to manipulate Bloodshot's memory and, in a sense, make him believe he's someone he's not. By doing so, it makes him zero in on his mission, whether it be to capture or kill someone. In regards to personality, again, it depends which memories are being fed into his system at that exact moment. Some versions of Bloodshot could be an ex-con who is on death row given a new lease to life. Another version could see him as a washed-up former athlete. Because of this, there's no telling which Bloodshot you'd be getting if you were to stumble upon him. Which brings us to the question at hand, what if Bloodshot was real? Like most things in life, there is a good and a bad side to this. The good side is that if Bloodshot was real, he would be the best weapon available to a military. Depending on which country controls him, well, they'd simply have the most powerful weapon known to man. And it's not just one man that would have the abilities Bloodshot has. Considering how the PRS has created a technology in which you're given superhuman abilities, there's no reason they couldn't make an army of Bloodshots. Of course, depending on which country had this technology would determine whether or not this was good for you and your current situation. But as I mentioned, there's a good and a bad. Having a strong military is great. You'd be the most powerful country, and odds are, other countries wouldn't be dumb enough to try and go to war with you. And now for the bad, and trust me, there is a lot of it. For starters, technically Bloodshot can be hacked. Considering how it is a technology that is running through his bloodstream, and the fact that the PRS has reprogrammed him multiple times, there's no reason to think someone else couldn't hack into his system, more specifically the nanites that control him. And if there was an army of soldiers with nanites running through their blood, well then the entire army is susceptible to being hacked. This could lead to soldiers turning on their own men, or possibly being controlled to go on rampages and attack innocent people. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Another factor we need to consider is that the PRS actually implanted memories into Bloodshot to control him. So if this technology was real, what does that mean? It's quite possible the government, or at least the PRS, is taking either soldiers, criminals, people who are terminally ill, or anyone they want and making them bionic people. Whether this is done willingly or not, the fact that a secret government operation has the capability to not only wipe someone's memory, but create a false identity and memories is quite scary. And even if the government isn't necessarily doing this and creating soldiers, just the fact that they have the ability and technology to completely rewrite someone's story for them is quite terrifying. And it really gets you thinking, how do we know the government isn't actually capable of this? How do we know they haven't been doing this to people all these years? In Bloodshot's case, he was able to gain awareness that he has multiple memories of a past life, eventually realizing his reality. But in the case of a regular person, well, who knows if they'd ever come to terms that they're being programmed by the government. Given the fact that those with nanites are also next to impossible to kill, this may in fact prolong the average human life, but at what point is someone considered robotic and no longer human? If you could be hacked, well, I think that's our answer right there. Now, as always, I'd love to hear from you guys, so please drop some comments below on what you think would happen if Bloodshot was real. And if you guys didn't know, a Bloodshot film is expected to be released this year, starring Vin Diesel, so, you know, it'll be a classic. For now, let's reply to some comments from the video, what if Laughing Jack was real? Deck Z said, is everyone going to ignore the fact there's a different voice? Well, I saw a lot of people reply to that comment. Obviously, shout out Che. He's came onto the channel and he's a new member of the team. So welcome Che Durena. He's a very funny guy. I'm sure you guys know him from Most Amazing Top 10, and now he'll be gracing us with his voice on LBQ. Just a Dio who's here for fun said Laughing Jack is probably the guy who would always laugh at dad jokes. Honestly, that's me, but maybe Laughing Jack too, but I think dad jokes are great. I don't know why people like shit on them. Just some guy without a mustache said, Laughing Jack is the type of dude to laugh at. Why did the bike fall over? Because it was too tired. See, I'm telling you, like, these are dad jokes that I like. That was actually a good one. That was a funny joke, so I would be laughing with Jack the whole time. I also get you two confused a lot, the mustache and some Dio without a purpose or whatever your name was, so I included both of you guys back to back just to confuse myself. But shout out you guys. I see you guys comment on all of our stuff, so thank you. Anyways, guys, wrapping this one up, I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. You guys have been watching LBQ, and we'll see you guys in the next one.